Today's topic is drag till you drop. So we are going to go over all the different areas in Pipeline where you can drag content that will save you from actually having to copy and paste it or type it. So just huge time saver when you're able to just use a click and have exactly what you need where you need it. Okay, so let's go into Pipeline. So I'm on a transaction here and I am interested in sending a message. Okay, so I'm going to expand this note email area, right? And the first area I want to show you that you can drag relates to contacts and agents, anyone who's listed up here. So if you've got a contact on a transaction or an outside agent that you want to send to, you can drag their contact as long as they've got an email address on there. Go ahead and drag them and it'll enter their email address there without you having to type it. Okay, so anyone with an email address up here, you can easily email them by dragging and dropping. If you're trying to email someone internal, you don't need to do that. You can just click their name here and indicate them as a recipient there. Now notice when I dragged a contact, two areas got highlighted, both this email address area, this external email address area, and this message area. And that's because I can also drop into this area. If I drop a contact into this area, it will nicely format that contact's information so that I can easily share it via email. Okay, so let's say, for example, I had an inspector who I wanted to share with a buyer, right? I can just drop that contact's information in there and share it easily. So that's the second way that you can share that contact information, another drag and drop feature. Another drag and drop option is your tasks, right? So if you've got any incomplete tasks that you would like to share, you can drag it. It'll share that task over here on the right-hand side, along with the fact that it has not been checked yet. Okay. It will even take over, let's say I were to take one that's got a due date, it'll take over the due date. And if it's got any special rule, relative due date rule associated with it, it'll indicate that as well. So it gives you all that information just by dragging that over there. So notice, by the way, it always adds it to the bottom and nicely formats it so you don't have to worry about putting it in a particular place. Likewise, let's say I wanted to take this entire checklist, I could do that as well. And all I do to do that is just take the checklist title, bring it over to the message and drop it. And it'll take the entire checklist, including any items that have been checked will be indicated there. Okay, and the third area I wanted to show you that you can drag and drop is if I've got any comments on docs, like I've got here, these two comments, if I'm going to send that message, I can drag and drop those to the message, okay? And you see that it'll include the actual message, it'll include the name of the doc, etc. And notice these characters surrounding this, those characters help format this message. So when I add this note, or send that message, you can see how nicely it formats those. This is bolded, that's italicized so that the comment stands out nicely. Those are all features that we've built in to help save you time to drag the information so you don't have to type it. But there's also a browser inherent trick that you can do to drag information. And that is that most browsers will allow you to highlight some information. Maybe I want to copy all of this information, right? Highlight that. And then drag that to wherever I want. It could be any text field. I just happen to have this one open, so I'm going to drag that in there. Okay. Now notice the browser inherent feature doesn't format it too nicely, not like we've done when we've programmed it to do that. But right now I'm in Google Chrome. If I were in Firefox, which I am now, and I were to highlight the same information and then drag it into a text area with a little more control, right? It formats it a lot nicer. Firefox is a lot friendlier for dragging and dropping and formatting of such things, okay? So if you do that a lot, or it's something that you would prefer to have even if you don't do it a lot, Firefox is super friendly for that. And again, just in general, Firefox is pretty friendly for that formatting and dragging and dropping. Okay, what that means is pretty much any information on the page that you want to bring over easily, you can do that. Now, of course, you can still copy and paste it, right? Same deal, and even copy and paste it to a different page instead of having to drag. Same concept there, right? I pasted that instead of dragging it. Okay, and same if I pop back over here to Chrome, I could have copied that and pasted it onto there. But since this is a drag and drop session, I'll show you how to drag and drop it.